It is easier to get a ticket on IRCTC these days rather than trying to book a US visa appointment slot from India. After being a part of multiple Telegram groups, logging on at odd hours and praying to every single god, even if you manage to get that B1, B2 slot, the biggest hurdle still remains: the interview. Hi guys, I am Priya from It's Okay Yaar and welcome to our new series, US Visa Simplified. In this series, we will explain different US visas in a process that you will say,
Maska.
And if you're new today, It's Okay Yaar is a content platform for South Asian immigrants and we aim to educate, entertain and empower them. In this video, we will share what to expect from a B1, B2 interview, the documents that you should carry, and the interview process of the B1, B2 interview based on the experience our parents and in-laws just had in getting their B1, B2 visas. So while booking, you would have booked two appointments. The number one is the VAC appointment, which is nothing but the biometric appointment. This is where your picture will be taken, so dress smart, and your fingerprints will be taken. The second one is going to be the interview process, which we will cover later in the video, but let's begin with the biometric process. So what documents do you need for your biometric appointment? Number one is your passport, number two is the appointment confirmation page, and number three is your DS-160 confirmation page. That's it, nothing else. Actually nothing else, because you can't even carry your phone. There are of course some people out there with locker facilities where you can pay 250 to 300 rupees and leave your phones, but it completely depends on you. You can kind of leave it in your car or take a family member with you who's waiting or whatever you want to do, but you only need these three documents to actually go into the biometric appointment process. So please reach at least 15 minutes before your appointment time. Once you are there, the process is fairly simple. They're going to ask you to arrange the documents in a particular order, which is your passport, your appointment confirmation page and your DS-160 confirmation page. Post that, it's pretty simple. Just follow the queue, go to your assigned booth, get your picture clicked, give your fingerprints, and the whole process is going to take you around 30 minutes. Now, this is an interesting piece of information that we want to share. If you have filled your DS-160 a year ago, then at times they are asking you to refill that DS-160. There are a couple of processes in place. So you can pay 3,000 rupees in the facility and get your DS-160 filled again, or you're allowed to leave the facility, fill up your DS-160 and come back the same day and continue with your biometric process. Again, this happened with my in-laws in the Mumbai facility. This might not happen in other consulates. So, but I wanted to share this in case your DS-160 is a year old. So definitely be prepared and carry that cash if you're wanting to fill that in the facility, which is what our in-laws did. So now let's discuss how to prepare for the actual interview, what to expect and the documents that you need to carry. डर लग रहा है?
हारने का डर और जीतने की उम्मीद, इन दोनों के बीच जो एक टेंशन वाला वक्त होता है ना, कमाल का होता है.
We might not be able to eliminate the fear completely, but by sharing this experience, we are hoping that it reduces your fears and you feel more prepared for the interview. So let's begin with the preparation of the documents. These are the basic documents that everyone is going to require. The first one is your passport, the second one is your appointment confirmation, and the third one is your DS-160 confirmation page. Please remember, you don't need your entire DS-160 application and you do not need to carry that for the interview. Now, the important piece to remember is these are the basic documents that everyone is going to require. Now, based on the situation, we are going to cover the details of what additional documents that you should carry depending upon your situation. So if you're going by yourself on a business or tourism purpose, then if you have a job, then make sure that you're carrying last 3 months payslip, last 3 months bank statement, and then last 3 years of IT return. If you have a job in India, then definitely on your company letterhead, get it written that you will be back in a certain date and you will be on leave while you are in the US and you're going there for vacation. However, if a company in the US is inviting you for a training, conference, etc., then get that invitation letter. It could also be an email stating what you will be doing in that duration and why they are inviting you. Of course, you might also need to have that information, that where you will be staying, what you will be doing and what that trip is going to look like. Sometimes they ask for proof in terms of where you will be staying, but as long as you're able to speak through it, you should be okay. And if you are in the US and you're inviting your parents, then these are the documents that you will need. Number one is going to be an invitation letter from you. We will link a sample one in the description box. This is the one that we used for our parents and in-laws. Number two is going to be your I-797 or your green card. Number three is going to be your state ID or your driving license. Number four is going to be last 3 months of payslip and last 3 months of bank statements. If your parents are self-sponsoring the trip, then last 3 months of their bank statements and last 3 years of their IT return. And you know what? On most occasions, they will not check any of these documents. So now let's talk about the interview and what to expect. Basically, what is it that the visa officers are looking to understand during the interview? Number one is they want to ensure that you are going to be there for a short amount of time and you will return. So a good way to do this is showing that you have strong ties in India. So you have a business, family, and you will definitely be returning. Number two is they want to make sure that you have enough money to sustain yourself in the US and you will not become a liability. So basically you won't start doing a cash job or trying to do some other things to kind of support your stay in the US. So now let's run through the top questions that are going to be generally asked in a B1, B2 interview. We will also share answers as well so that you have a good understanding of how our parents and in-laws approach this interview. The important thing to note in this is please answer just what they have asked for. Please don't try to give any additional context or any additional background when you're answering these questions. So now let's begin. So the first question that you will get is why do you want to go there? And the answer to this can be vacation or tourism or business conference. Just stick to these words and don't try to explain your entire history around why you want to go there. The second piece is going to be, do you know anyone there? And there you can share, yes, I have my son or daughter or family, or no, I don't know anyone because I am going there for a business conference. The third question is, where will you stay? I'll stay with my son and daughter and they live in Jersey City and I will be living with them. So what do you do here? For parents, it should be like I have a job here or I have my own business here and this is what I'm doing. If you are going there for a company trip, then definitely say that I work for this particular company and I will be on leave and I'm going here for tourism. If you're going for a business conference, then definitely stick to it and say that this is what I will be doing, and once I have finished my business conference, I will be going to 1, 2 and 3 places. That's it. So who else is there in your family is another question that is asked. Answer accordingly. The next question that's generally asked is, how long do you intend to stay there? Stick to 1, 2, 3 months and that's it. Don't try to show them that you're going to stay there for a very long time because that could make them suspicious. So common question that gets asked is, who is paying for this trip, or how are you going to afford this trip? And for that, the answer could be like, I have this particular job here that pays me so and so, and that is how I will be paying for this trip, or I have a particular business that has a revenue of so and that is how I will be paying for this trip. If you are saying that your children are going to be paying for this trip, then be prepared to offer the documents and answer some of these follow-up questions, because they will ask you, where does your children work? So it's important that you know the name of the company and where they work and what city they work in. The second question that you might get about your kids is what visa that they are on. So it's important to familiarize yourself with the visa category. So if they are on H1 or L1 or if they have a green card, it's important to know which visa category they are in. The one question that we get is, and we have heard this, is if your kids are on a green card, they might ask you how did they get the green card. So be prepared to answer if it was a marriage green card or if they were on L1 and got a green card. So be prepared and familiarize yourself to answer some of these questions. Usually these are not asked, but it's best to be prepared. And now once you have gone through all of the questions, and hopefully you only get asked like 1 or 2, and that's what generally happens, you will hear the golden words, congratulations, your visa is approved. Sounds fairly simple, right?
कभी किसी को इतना भी मत डराओ कि डर ही खत्म हो जाए.
So 3 important tips to remember when you are going to this visa interview. Number 1 is please arrive 30 minutes in advance. The second one is please make sure that all of your documents are in order so that you're not struggling to find those documents if you get asked for it. And the last one and the most important one is that if you're not comfortable with English language, there is no particular system in which you can book your choice of language of this interview in advance. So basically once you are there, you can request for a translator. In most cases, they are going to ask you if you want to give this interview in English or you have a particular language where you prefer this, and they will assign you a translator. So all of that will happen at the day of the interview, and there is no way in the DS-160 portal where you can book this in advance. What I do want to let you know is that for every consulate, there are a particular approved list of translators that are available that will flash up on the screen. So definitely make sure that you're comfortable in one of those languages if you are going to that particular consulate. We hope you like the video, and for anyone who's waiting for the B1, B2 slots, sincere good wishes to you, and I hope you get that very, very soon. Please share this video with someone who's preparing for this B1, B2 interview. Please leave us a comment and let us know how you like this. Please share a topic that you would like us to cover. Till next time, this is Priya signing off. If things are not going your way, remember it's okay, yaar, and things will eventually turn around.